Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into another edition of Key Town Sports. Now, I know that this is a little bit late, and I know, I know it's an hour and a half past, but there was a lot of things in the past hour that I have learned that I had to just put this temporarily to the side, but now I'm back. And we got five marquee matchups to talk about from last night, and we had an uncharacteristic loss that happened last night. But the first game I want to talk about is the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, I said a few days ago when the Nuggets and the Thunder played, the Thunder came out victorious. But I said I would not be surprised if both of these teams make it to the Western Conference Finals. And I could still see that. Now, we get to the statistics. Not much has changed, so not much has changed with these lineups, with these games that I'm going to cover. So I'm just gonna go straight on through. Michael Porter Jr., 17 points. Nikola Jokic, 35. Russell Westbrook, 16. Jamal Murray, 34. Christian Braun, 14. Those are the Denver Nuggets starters, excuse me. The Denver Nuggets bench, Zeke Naji, 0 points. Peyton Watson, 16 points. Jalen Pickett, 8 points. So the Denver Nuggets, in this case, this was just they had an off game against the Thunder Sunday. They come back. No, they had an off game against the Thunder over the weekend. They come back last night and win over the Thunder. Now, when we get to the Oklahoma City Thunder, Chet Holmgren, he had 8 points. Jalen Williams had 12 points. Isaiah Hartenstein had 20 points. Shea Gildress Alexander had 25. Lugas Dort had 26. And we get to the bench for the OKC Thunder. Alex Caruso had 13. Isaiah Joe had 3. Aaron Wiggins had 8. Carson Wallace had 12. And that rounds out the Thunder. The Thunder team when it comes to their starters and bench. Now, one thing I can say about this game, we knew that this was going to be an offensive shootout, and we knew that the top notch players for both teams were going to have their normal outings when it comes to having games like this. Now, as we notice, as we notice, the Denver Nuggets are the. Can someone put up the standings for me, please? Someone put the standings up for me, please. Can someone put the standings up for me, please? Thank you very much. The Denver Nuggets are now at the second spot in the West, and the Oklahoma City Thunder remain at the first spot in the West. So, potential Western Conference Finals preview, maybe, maybe not. That's all I have for the Denver Nuggets and the OKC Thunder. The next game I'm going to cover is the Phoenix Suns and the Memphis Grizzlies. For the Phoenix Suns, Kevin Durant, he had 35 points. Nick Richards had 10 points. Bobo had 7 points. Tyus Jones had 12 points. Devin Booker had 26 points. And that rounds out the Phoenix Suns starters. Phoenix Suns bench, Royce O'Neal had 9 points. Mason Plumlee had 10 points. Grayson Allen had 9 points. Colin Galiskapi had 0 points. So we know the Phoenix Suns, they are 30 and 35. It's gotten to a point now where they are pretty much just going through the motions. Will they make it to the playoffs or even the play-in tournament, it remains to be seen. They are 3 games back of they are 3 games back of the Dallas Mavericks. Now, we all know that the Dallas Mavericks are going to tumble. So the Phoenix Suns, I'm just going to place the Phoenix Suns in the 10th spot right now. And at the end of the season, the Phoenix Suns will be playing in that play-in tournament because I don't see anybody else outside of Phoenix getting that 10th spot. I just don't. For the Memphis Grizzlies, their starters, G.G. Jackson, 14 points. Jalen Wells, 2 points. Jay Huff, 14 points. Ja Morant, 29 points. Desmond Bane, 10 points. Marvin Bagley III. I'm talking about the Grizzlies bench now. Marvin Bagley III, 9 points. Lamar Stevens, 13 points. John Kotcher, 0 points. Scottie Pippen Jr., 13 points. Cam Spencer, 16 points to round out. Now, the Memphis Grizzlies are at the 4th spot in the Western Conference. Phoenix Suns are on the outside looking in. What can the Phoenix Suns do? I can tell you what they need to do. The Phoenix Suns, they need to defend better on defense. That's what they need to do. Defend better on defense, and maybe by season's end, we might have a different team to start looking at. So the next game I'm going to cover, Orlando Magic, Houston Rockets. Orlando Magic starters, Pablo Banchero, he had 25 points. Franz Wagner had 15. Wendell Carter had 8. Cole Anthony had 9. Contavious Caldwell-Pope had 0. And that rounds out the Magic starters. The Magic bench, I've always had problems. Well, I haven't had problems with the Magic bench, but if they want to go deep into the playoffs, their bench production has to increase. When you have Jonathan Isaac having 8 points, Guga Batiste having 4 points, Gary Harris 3 points, Trevelin Queen having 4 points, Khalil Hostin having 5 points, Anthony Black having 3 points, Jet Howard having 0 points. You're not going to get very many things done when you have a bench that is pretty much below average when it comes to the league average, when it comes to bench production from the league. Now, the Houston Rockets, one of the youngest teams in the NBA, they are a force. They are a force to be reckoned with. And let me tell you, the Rockets, they can upset somebody in the first round. I see it. I see it happening. Jabrir Smith Jr., 20 points. Tyree Eason, he had 6. Dylan Brooks had 17. Alperen Sengun had 14. Jalen Green had 15. And that rounds out the Rockets starters. The Rockets bench has been up and down all season, but they really didn't need to hang on their bench last night. Jeff Green, 9 points. Cam Whitmore, 0 points. Justine Tate, 0 points. Steven Adams, 11 points. Jock Landale, 0 points. Aaron Holiday, 5 points. Nate Williams, 0 points. So Houston Rockets, they are right now the number 5 spot in the Western Conference. In the Western Conference, I might add you. Now, do we see the propensity? I can tell you is that the Houston Rockets, not just for this season, but for about the next 4, maybe 5 years, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. Last season, we saw we saw the potential of the Houston Rockets. This year, they firmly have a playoff spot. Right now, I don't see them dropping. I just see them staying in that 5 spot. So That 5 spot is very, very critical. And like we see, if the playoffs start today, the Houston Rockets would be facing the Memphis Grizzlies. And let me tell you, there wouldn't be no clear-cut favorite in a Memphis Grizzlies and Houston Rockets 7-game series. I might add you. That's all I have for the Orlando Magic and the Houston Rockets. The next game I'm going to cover is the Indiana Pacers and Chicago Bulls. Now, I'm not going to focus too much on the Bulls because the Bulls, they are right there in that play-in tournament, but I don't see them going very far. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to emphasize the Indiana Pacers right now. The Indiana Pacers, Pascal Siakam, 13 points. Aaron Nesmith, 9 points. Miles Turner, 15 points. Andrew Nembhard, 8 points. Benedict Mathurin, 5 points. As far as the Pacers bench, James Johnson, 0 points. Obi Toppin, 10 points. Jarris Walker, 6 points. Johnny Furphy, 4 points. Thomas Bryant, 2 points. Tony Bradley, 6 points. TJ McConnell, 6 points. Ray J. Dennis, 2 points. Ben Shepherd, 12 points. Quentin Jackson, 5 points. Now, Indiana Pacers, I've said that they have been an average team all throughout the entirety of this season, and this is a game that they were not supposed to. This is a game where they were not supposed to lose. They were supposed to win this game. Now, Chicago Bulls, I'm not going to be descriptive when it comes to the Chicago Bulls because we all know before the start of the season, they were projected to be one of the worst teams in the NBA, and that is holding to be true. Now, my final game that I'm going to talk about is the Los Angeles Lakers and the Brooklyn Nets. And yes, I was not surprised when the Lakers had, when the Lakers had trouble last night with the Nets, especially without LeBron James. Now, the starters for last night's game. Alex Len, 0 points. Gabe Vincent, 24 points. It's good to see that Gabe Vincent has gotten out of his shooting slump. Luka Doncic, 22 points. Austin Reeves, 17 points. Dalton Knecht, 19 points. As far as bench production concerned, Jared Vanderbilt, 7 points. Trey Jamison III, 2 points. Shake Milton, 0 points. And Jordan Goodwin, 17 points. So, the Lakers, I can say right now, they are at the 3rd spot right now. But if the Lakers start losing games, they could potentially be at the 5th or the 6th spot, or even worse, they could be in the play-in tournament. Now, that is one thing that the Lakers have said, and JJ Redick has said he does not want to be fighting for a playoff spot being in the play-in tournament. So the Lakers, they are about to play in some hard-fought games, and they are going to have to win. They are going to have to go into some hostile environments and win these games. Do I think the Lakers can win these games that they have coming up in a hostile environment? They have Milwaukee. They have Milwaukee. They have Memphis again. They have Golden State again. I think that they will be able to win those games, but it's different with us on these shows every day talking about how we would like to see the Los Angeles Lakers get on a winning streak and not have to depend on LeBron coming back from injury. And it's another thing for the players to actually go out there on on those 4 lines, 94 feet basketball court, and play the game. You can talk about it, and if you talk about it, you're gonna have to be about it. So that's all I have for my reactions. Well, those are my reactions to the Monday night slate in the NBA. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified of all of my reaction videos, shows, and other content. We are doing an expansion on YouTube and Instagram. So please follow, subscribe, Key Time Sports on YouTube. Follow, like, share on Key City Sports on Instagram. And remember, one last thing, everybody. The key is always on time.